Hello everybody, this is Big R 3880. I'm back with you again. I'm back out at the garden doing my third harvest. I just want y'all to take a look at these squash. If that ain't some fine squash, I tell you, them squashes, they're creeping up to the top of that fence. I think that's about a 4.5 foot zucchini squash. I want to see, I got a stick here. I got 5 foot marked on it, 6 foot there, and 4 foot there, and you can see, just in case you don't think I marked it right, huh? I'm 6'3", I was. I may have shrunk in my old age, but I think if you had this stick, which is a little bit over, if you see, pretty close to me there. It's for sure 6 foot, but I just measured it. Stick it in here behind these squash, and I want y'all to just see. They don't go to the ground. They start at the bed down there. If you can see up to the bottom of that mark, I don't reckon y'all could see it, could you? Can you see right here? Yeah, up to the bottom of that board over there measures about 4 foot. That's right there. So up, that's about 4 foot right there. You see where I'm poking? You see that squash there? It's up to 4 foot. That's some big old fine squash, buddy. Yeah, that's all organic too. I've told before on other videos, it's all organic. And here's my cucumbers. That's one cucumber plant. Now in the one plant, there was 3 plants in the one little container I planted. And this is my my yellow squash, which they don't get as big and tall as zucchinis to start with. But these beds down here on this end is weaker. Did I mess the camera up? Hope not. Accidentally hit a button there. These beds are weaker because they're smaller. The boy I had helping me build them, I had to leave for a while, and I come back. He had built these last few beds here about 8-10 inches narrow. And beds up yonder where the zucchinis are, they see the width of these. Got that stick marked. The width of these beds only less than 2 foot. That one up there is probably 2.5 foot. That's one reason this stuff on this end don't grow as good. It never does. Look down at them tomatoes. Whoo, there's a ripe one. Today is June 8th, I think. These plants ain't been here growing but a little over a month. I think maybe 6 weeks. And I done picked two ripe tomatoes off of there, and here's another one right here. Ain't real big, but boy, is it tasty. The other one too was bigger than this. But like I said, my tomatoes usually look like those zucchinis down there do, because that's where I usually plant them. But I have to swap around every once in a while. Plus there's a hornworm there I got to kill. I have to swap back and forth on my tomatoes to keep them getting disease. They'll get a disease if I don't keep them swapped. And these 2 beds here I didn't even plant, because we just don't need to. If I plant all the beds, I end up with way more than we can eat. Even like this I do. We'll have more tomatoes than we can eat when they all come off. But I'm proud they're not coming off at one time this year, which what they usually do, coming off at all at one time. And this thing here, it is really aggravating trying to film and do something else at the same time. But tomatoes, they don't usually come off at they usually come off all at one time. But this year I planted Jet Star and beefsteak, this is beefsteak, and an early girl. So hoping they'll come off at different times so we have tomatoes all summer long, hopefully. But they're just getting started. And you can see right there, look at the bell pepper, jalapeno pepper growing right there. You see it? Jalapeno. I'm fixing to pick a few of these. I done picked 2 or 3, but this will be the 3rd harvest I've got off of them. I got videos on the other. I won't be able to put this with that other video, but I got a video showing the 1st and 2nd harvest. So let me get my bag. We're gonna see what kind of harvest we get on this one. Start right over here with the zucchinis. Anyone, old Wrangler Star, say what he wants to, but I heard him one time. All you YouTubers know who Wrangler Star is, I'm sure. But if you don't, he's one of these so-called homesteaders. I tell you, what they call homesteading is not really homesteading for most of them. Some of them are, but I don't think Wrangler Star homesteading. He just went and bought him a piece of land and it had a house on it, and he remodeled the house, and he's got all the tractors and equipment and tools he needs to do anything. But anyhow, I ain't got nothing against Wrangler Star. I ain't saying that, but just I heard him saying and giving people who lived in the South down the road. I think he was particularly talking about Florida, but we're only 100 miles from Florida right here. But it's hot and it's humid down here, and there's a lot of bugs. But tell you what, when it comes to growing a garden, just look at this right here and compare it to what you see on Wrangler Star. You see there's a lot of benefits from living in the South too. And just look right over the fence there. Swimming pool, look at them beautiful roses over there. Now we'll have this and use this without a heater. We'll use that pool without a heater 4 months out of the year down here. And them roses will look like that over there almost 5 months out of the year. Our winter don't start until sometimes late December. Maybe it has been hot all the way through December down here. I remember putting my Christmas lights up out there one year. I used to put them all around this fence. And I had shorts and no shirt, and I was just sweating, putting up my Christmas lights at after Thanksgiving. So that's the benefit of living down here and growing these wonderful vegetables. We can't wait every year to get these vegetables. But not only I grow vegetables here, I grow, this is what I call my garden. It ain't nothing but a weed patch right now. I keep it cut when I'm just letting it lay this year. One reason it's good for the land, and the other reason we got the freezer full of peas and beans and corn. That's what I grow out there. Peas, purple hull peas. You might not have never even heard of those. That's what we love to eat in the South. Pink eye purple hull and butter beans, which is a form of lima beans, but they're a whole lot better. We pick them when they're young and they just taste like butter. They're delicious. And then corn, sweet corn. I grow sweet corn right here. But we fill the freezer full of all that last year and the year before. Year before we got the peas and a little bit of corn, and then last year we got beans and corn out of there to 80 bags, quart bags of beans. Put them in the freezer. and I think about 50 bags of corn or more in the freezer. So that's the benefit of living in the South. And also, I got horses running around here. We don't have to worry about our animals freezing to death in the wintertime and all that. But they do have to worry about keeping them wormed now. They get plenty of worms if you don't worm them. And horse flies and stuff like that. But they get used to it down here. And we get used to the heat too. It's a wonderful day today. It's not very humid. That's glorious days we get down here when it's not humid. This is one of them. So let me get back to picking now to see what we can get. I know there's one big huge zucchini in here. I done saw it. Let's see what we can get over here. It ain't been but 2 days since I picked. Yeah, 2 days ago since I picked. That's the kind of zucchini I love to get. I love to get them when they're small like that and cut them, slice them and fry them. Delicious. Talking about homesteading, shoot, I could say I'm homesteading. We really homestead. I've been homesteading all my life down here. Let me turn around there and show you. Yeah, you see that old shack right out there? Where I was born and raised. Let me zoom in on it. Barely can see it. It's about growed up with trees right now. But that little old shack right there, I was born and raised right there. We dirt poor. We was when I was a kid. And we've been homesteading all our lives. My uncle, he used to have hogs. We have hog killings and all such as that. And when I was a kid, we had to live off of what we could farm and vegetables. And I walked down the dirt road there, the old red dirt road, all the way down to Miss Core Hart's, and I'd get milk from my mother and walk all the way back. It's about, shoot, it's good 3 miles down there and 3 miles back. It used to be nothing though. When I was a kid, I walked all over this country barefooted. Never wore a shoe. And I had, when I was young, I had a little bicycle, but I ended up pushing it more than I rode it. One old man lived over here, and he asked me one time, "Why you got that bicycle? You push it more than you ride it?" He just thought that because up through by his house was a real sandy spot. I couldn't ride in that sand, but I had a good time when I hit one of them good hard hills. So throw my feet up and take it easy. That's what he didn't understand. Yeah, I've been homesteading all my life, and most everybody I know down here in the South have. They make such a big deal about homesteading. We get a tax exemption on our taxes for homesteading. Our county and state taxes. I don't know where y'all do or not, but we do. And I suppose that's why, because we all been homesteading all of our life. There's people now that go out and buy a little piece of land and they build a little shack there and live in it, or either have a camper and live in it until they get them a house built and they put it on the internet like it's some big something. But that's just what all the rest of the country has always done. This young generation, they just want to live in little tiny shacks, what I call them, instead of houses. But it seems to me like, I don't know. I better hush. Let me get to picking. All right. See what else we can find in here. There's a good one. It's hard to pick these zucchinis. You knock them over if you don't watch it. Break them. You break them, they won't grow then. Well, it's got another good one. It's perfect size right there. Perfect. For me, I love to eat them like that. But it's only been 2 days. Two or 3 days. I think it's 2 since I picked them. I swear it looks like they growed 6 inches taller in the last 2 days. We have been getting good rain on them. That really makes them grow. All that rain we get, it's like the tropics here. I guess that's why the Wrangler Star don't like it, because it's like the tropics, but all that rain is what makes these vegetables grow. And this horse manure, I use horse manure. I don't use no fertilizer at all. This is all organic. I put horse manure in here. Once every year I fill these beds back up with 2-3-year-old horse manure. Comes out of the barn. That's what grows these vegetables. These right here grow so good here because these beds is big like they should be. Hard for me to show y'all, but I'll try. Look down in here and you see how wide that bed is. Yeah, that's 2.5 feet. That's why they growing so much better on this end. Where I usually plant my tomatoes. Get some jalapeno. Yeah, delicious too. Yeah. I love to put these up, pepper sauce. Make pepper sauce out of them. And I stuff them, eat them stuffed. Yeah, this is bell pepper right here. You can see what I'm doing. Bell pepper. I just planted 1 plant each. I got 1 or 2 little bell peppers on there, but they ain't big enough. I got several good jalapenos here. Good handful of them. See there? Nice big jalapenos. I love them. And we get 1 tomato in there. Let's move on down now. There's some more jalapenos there, but I ain't gonna pick them all. Let them get bigger. This is cucumbers here. I love these cucumbers. This is a good tasting salad cucumbers. They taste almost like watermelon. Delicious. I usually plant pickling watermelon, cucumbers, because we pickle them. But we got plenty of them too put up. You know, that's what all these people that's homesteading, a lot of them preppers. They call themselves preppers. Look at that water, cucumber. Cucumber hanging there. They call themselves preppers and they want to put up food. We've always done that too. We've always put up food in the South. Everybody in this Florida and Alabama and Georgia and Louisiana. We all put up food in the summer out of the garden, and we eat it through the winter and the next winter. And we put up enough to last us a couple of years in case there's a drought or something. These cucumbers, boy, they are making this 1 plant. Golly. I missed some of these the other day. Obviously. This is just 1 plant with 2 plants in together. Just look at there. It's really going to make it, ain't but It really is just one plant. It just had two plants in one pot. I just planted one pot. That's how we buy them down here in one a little pot. In little pots. Then you transplant them out of the little pots into the ground. I reckon that's how most people do it. So, there's one I missed the other day. That's done got as big as a zucchini. Missed it. It may not be good. They don't. Sometimes they get that big. It ain't good to eat. They get bitter. That's the pickling kind. I don't know. These kind might not. I missed that. I try to get them when they the size of all them other ones you see. That's how usually are when I pick them. Easy to miss these cucumbers. Very easy to miss. That's what I did. I missed them the other day. And laid out here and got too big. That one did. I love to eat cucumbers with my peas and cornbread. Oh, already got good 15 pounds of food here. Vegetables. They ain't even got to the squash yet. The yellow ones. I'm gonna have to go get another bag. Good gracious, that squash. Oh my goodness. Gobs of squash too. Gobs of squash. Oh, this is rough on my back. Picking this stuff. That's the main reason you don't see no more planted than I got, because they're so bad on my back. Yeah, that's beautiful squash. Look at that one grow together. That's when they're the best. That size, boy, you stew them up. See, that's about 20 pounds. I gotta go get another bag. Oh, I don't know how I got it in my pocket. I forgot about that. Put that one down. Start with another one. You gotta really keep these squash picked about every 2 days, like I'm doing here, or they'll get too hard in a hurry. These squash will. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 of these planted too. Look at that. That's the squash. Look at the squash. My goodness. They are really making, boy. Oh, yeah. If Frank will start them grow squash like that, they would be just having a fit. That's the only they cut up about that garden they do have. They just cut up about it. But these, I get this little squash like this, about this many, every 2 days. 3 at the most. As long as I keep them watered, and I do. When it ain't raining, I water them. Be a whole lot more if I'd let them get bigger, but I don't like them big. I like them small. They taste so tender and good when they're small like this. There's one there that almost got too big. Just in a couple of days. Here's another one. Golly, I think I missed that one the other day. I might have missed that one. It's done about too hard. Maybe not. Hard picking things, you have to just crawl up in them. And they itch too. They're itchy. There's a crookneck one got in there somehow. No, I didn't plant crookneck ones, but I got one there. That is very, very hard to see. It's so easy to leave them out here, and they get too hard. See, it's so hard to see. But you see, look at that. Another 10 pounds. I got 25, 30 pounds, probably 30. And then, like I said, ain't got tomatoes ain't ripe yet. We just got that one. We'll enjoy it tonight. I gotta go get some 7 dust to put on my tomatoes. And hey, like my rack, I may see. I don't stake tomatoes. I don't have to. They stake themselves on this rack I built right here. I just put it in there when they're little and it just holds them up. Made out of 2 cow panels. I got 2 of them. I got another one. It's over yonder protecting the roses right now. Alright, y'all. That's about got the garden, so I'm going to turn you off where I can tote these vegetables in. It's 3880 signing off. Over and out.